hail Sunday. The NFL on CBS is back with a crazy talented crop of QBs out west, possible MVPs in the East, and matchups to remember. Sundays, the NFL is on CBS.
It's The Last Stand, and here is your host, Brian Custer.
That's right. It is The Last Stand. I'm Brian Custer. We bring you the biggest names in the sport, and joining me today is one of the biggest. I mean, this man is the WBO welterweight champion of the world, pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world. He's none other than Terence Bud Crawford. Bud, welcome back to The Last Stand.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
It's good to have you. So I understand that you are back in action December 10th because you're taking on David Avanesian, not Errol Spence Jr. I know every boxing fan wants to know why. Tell us why. Why is it Avanesian and not Errol Spence Jr.?
Well, look, we tried our best to get the fight, November 19th, and, they was dragging their tail, and, things just didn't, meet the terms that we was trying to meet, and I wanted to get a fight in this year, and so I moved on. But the mission and the plan is still the same. After this, we can revisit the conversation of me and Errol Spence sharing the ring together, and hopefully we can get that fight locked and sealed and delivered to all the fans that want to see the fight.
So you're fighting Avanesian on a platform that's new to boxing, BLK Prime. It's been reported, Bud, that they're paying you $10 million for this fight. Is that accurate?
Gotta get the money. Gotta get the money. Gotta get the money.
Is that just for this fight, or is it for a series of fights? Like Adrian Broner said, he has a series of fights, he says, for 10 to 12 million.
No, it's just a one-fight deal. It's a one-fight deal.
How do you know, then, that this platform is financially solvent if they're going to pay you and Broner that kind of money?
Well, me personally, I don't know what Broner's deal and structure is like, but I already got half of my money already, and I'm going to get the other half before I ever step in the ring, like a week before. So, that way I don't have to worry about if they have the money or if they don't, or have to go through all those hoops on getting paid. So my money is already secured.
So then that must be then that you were negotiating then with BLK Prime while negotiating with the PBC and Spence. Why, if you really wanted the Spence fight?
Well, you always got to have a backup plan. I basically just kept them in the loop and let them know, like, I wasn't doing no business with them. And, the Spence fight was my main priority, and that's the fight that, I was mainly focused on. And they understood that. And, they kept in touch and just, let me know, like, if there was ever an opportunity for them to, host the Terence Crawford fight, then they was all up for it, So once the, Spence fight, fell through, and I found out that they didn't want me, well, we wasn't going to fight in November. They was going to push it all the way to next year. Then at that particular time, I had to, do what I had to do.
Kami Koto makes great high-quality Japanese steel kitchen knives using traditional techniques from Japan. And Kami Koto uses only steel sourced from mills in Japan. And each blade is crafted using techniques that have been honed and perfected by generations of knife smiths. Each Kami Koto knife goes through a rigorous 19-step process that takes several years from start to finish to complete. Then each knife is individually inspected and comes with a lifetime guarantee. And each knife comes in a beautiful, heavy-duty ash wood box like you see right here to make sure the knife is stored safely. It also makes Kami Koto a great gift because of the wooden box the knives are presented in. And the product range features a vast array of Japanese steel knives, such as the 3-piece Kanpeki knife set, which includes the Nikuri vegetable knife. It's 7 inches long. The slicing knife, it's 8.5 inches long. And the utility knife, which is 5 inches long. The Kamikoto Sentoku blade, 7 inches long. All the blades and the handles have satin finish for a subtle yet stunning luster. And because of their single bevel edge, Kamikoto knives can achieve an unbelievably sharp edge you just can't get with other knives. They can cut through your ribeye like butter, and you can maintain the edge of your blades with one of Kamikoto's sharpening whetstones. You know, Kamikoto knives are used by several chefs working at Michelin star restaurants all over the world. Kamikoto is now running a Black Friday sale and offering our viewers an extra $50 off any purchase with the discount code LASTSTAND on top of our special offers. So go to kamikoto.com/laststand to get your knife set. Is it true that PBC said that they're going to give you the Errol Spence fight, then Jermell Charlo, and then Danny Garcia?
No, that's false. Who told you that?
Yeah, that's
No.
from the PBC. That was the PBC rep said that those were, they said that we told Bud Crawford, you take this Errol Spence fight, you know, obviously there could be a rematch depending on who wins. We're going to give him Jermell Charlo and we're going to give him Danny Garcia.
Nah, that definitely wasn't the case. If that was the case, it would have been in the contract. It would have been in the contract. That never was the case. The case was Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. That's it. Me fighting Errol Spence, then a rematch, and if we split, then another fight, which, you know, I explained to them. I didn't even ask for a rematch. So, you know, I don't know where everybody got Terence Crawford wanted the rematch and this and that and that and this. That never was the case.
I know you guys, you and Errol had a lot of, and everybody saw it back and forth on social media. And I was reading one of them, and one of them I saw Errol Spence said, hey, look, if that's the case, show the contract. At any point, were you tempted, or did you want to just get on and say, well, here it is. This is what they offered me?
Of course, you can't just come out here and put a contract out in the public. You know what I mean? Like, you want to get a lawsuit? Come on, man. We're not stupid. Like, I don't know why fans and people that don't know business think that you can just blatantly come out and put contracts out in the media, which, you can't do things like that.
I think on the surface terms,
if that's the case, tell Errol if he was in on a negotiation, tell him to put it out. Tell him to put the contract out, and then there you go.
Got it. I think people look at it and they say, man, you know, Bud Crawford's taking this fight against a guy who's certainly not on the level of Errol Spence for $10 million, but man, he could have made twice, even possibly 3 times that much if he fought Errol Spence Jr. How do you respond to that?
Well, you know, everybody just speculating. Everybody got a mouth, so everybody feels like they're entitled to say what is what. We don't know what the fight was going to do. We all know the fight was going to do numbers, but all in all, we don't know what the fight was going to do. So, you know, by me doing what I'm doing, you know, it's on me. It's not on nobody else. If the fight is going to happen, the fight is going to happen. I just want it to be fair. That's it. You know, I want to be treated fairly. I want it to be, you know what I mean, down the line, fair. That's it. That's all I asked for.
What did you think when we had Jermell Charlo on The Last Stand, and he said, quote, Bud Crawford needs to humble himself, recognize he's the B side, take less money, make sure there's a rematch, and then in the rematch, he can be the A side, and he gets the majority split if he wins it, end quote.
Jermell Charlo got to understand he's undisputed. He's did what he's done in the sport of boxing, but he's not on my level, nor Errol Spence level. And I think that makes him mad and, you know, jealous because, you know, he feel like he's supposed to be at the top of the echelon, but he's not.
so many people were looking forward to this, especially after both of you guys said, yeah, let's do this fight. Do you feel like you and Errol let down the sport of boxing?
I don't feel like I let down anything. I felt like I did everything I possibly could do to make that fight happen. I even called the man up on the phone and try to, you know, tell him like, listen, man, we got X amount on the line. Like, let's do this. And that wasn't on no, you know, putting my chest out. That was a brother to another brother. You know what I mean? Like I said, like I was a fan of Errol. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. It ain't no hate. It ain't no bad blood. It's just business at the end of the day. So, of course I'm gonna call him up. And he went the other way. So shit, what can I do?
And was this like towards the end when you knew you were going to get ready to take the BLK?
Nah,
Oh,
no. This was in the middle. This was when negotiations was.
You felt like we're dragging. You felt like they were dragging. You said, "Hey,
Yeah.
let's tighten this up."
Yeah,
I got you.
but Errol, like I said, he got Al. Al's great at what he do, and he trusts Al, in which he should. He been with him for numerous years, so he just let Al handle all his business and have faith that Al going to put him in the right position to make the right choices.
So I'll ask you this question, and I asked you this last year. Do you see Bud Crawford and Errol Spence fighting in 2023?
I hope so. I hope so. But if not, then it is what it is. I wish him the best in his career, and I'm gonna continue to do what I do in my career. But I'm not
Because
going to sit. I'm not going to sit and wait on no man to feed my family. So if the fight happened, it happened. If not, then it just be one of those fights that go down in history that didn't happen. It's numerous of fights that didn't happen. Do I want the fight? Absolutely, yes. Have I tried to make the fight? Absolutely, yes. Do I want the fight after this fight? Absolutely, yes. Like, of course, But if it doesn't happen, then it's out of my power. I can't, make the man fight. I can't make the man, go against, what he stands for with his team and all that. So my promoter had something to do with Lomachenko and Gary Russell Jr., right? That was a PBC fighter and
Yep.
a top ranked fighter.
Yes.
My promoter has something to do with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, right?
Yep.
That was an Al Heyman PBC fighter and top rated fighter. So you can't use my promoter, against me in a situation with me and Errol Spence fighting because they have worked together on numerous occasions. So
And
what's
you're right.
the difference between this one?
And you're right, but let's. I will. The only thing I will come back on that one and say, but you're not with that promoter anymore because you even looked at him and said, "Hey, you didn't get me that fight. You didn't get me the Pacquiao fight. You didn't get me the Spence fight. I'm out." You see what I mean? So
But what I'm
obviously
saying
there
is,
had to be something there.
but what I'm saying is for people on the PBC side to use that as a defense on why the fight couldn't happen when I was with Top Rank it's not valid because there's history of Al Heyman and Bob Arum doing business together. But why couldn't they sit at the table and do business with a Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight? So you ask yourself that question. Or you go and ask, Al Heyman, like, what was the reason why you couldn't, do the Errol Spence fight with Top Rank years ago? What was the reason? And now that I'm not with Top Rank anymore, it's like, oh, he by himself, he out on the island. But then when they find out that I'm not on the island, they still try to, put the fix in. But at the same time, I don't think they believed that I was going to agree to everything that I agreed to. That was the thing.
Do you see this fight at 147 or at 154?
I really don't know. I hope rather sooner than later at 147 so I can get all the belts. Again,
When you look at this thing and being objective, is there anything Terence Crawford could have done differently?
not at all. I think I did everything that I needed to do to secure the fight. I did everything that I possibly could do. I don't see there's nothing more I could have agreed to to get the fight done. Like, what else could I do? You tell me what else do you think I could have did?
Do you think if you would have told them about BLK, that would have kind of like, oh shoot, well let's hurry up and get this thing done then. If he's got something else and there's a chance that he can go take another fight, then let's go get this signed, sealed, delivered, and let's.
Not at all. Not at all. You know what they would have did? See, when you're in certain negotiations like that, and you deep in negotiations, and y'all been going months and months and months to try to get this fight done, you know, it's kind of like you trying to bluff them. So basically, if I would have been like, hey, listen, I got this other company that I'm with that if you don't straighten up, then I'm going this way. Okay. So just think if I didn't and I was just bluffing, okay, we're going to do your little thing. We're going to use that as a duck. We're going to say you didn't want the fight. Go on. Because now you turned your back and now you didn't want the fight. So we're going to use that as a duck. Go ahead. Let's see. And then if you don't, now you didn't fuck yourself. Now you're sitting on the island because you try to play, you know what I mean, somebody in negotiations, and now you stuck with nothing. You know what I mean? So no, I don't think I could have did it any different because I did everything that I possibly can do with trying to get the fight done.
And lastly, on this topic, are there any hard feelings preventing this fight from happening in the future?
Not at all. I don't got no hard feelings. It's business. Like I said, business is business. I don't, you know, care about, you know, what happened in the negotiations because I already know. Like I said, Al Heyman is great at what he do, and his main priority is Errol Spence. Whether, you know, he say, oh well, Terence Crawford, I want Terence Crawford on the team or whatever. He's been dealing with Errol Spence for how long? He just met me. So you got to understand his loyalty is going to always be with Spence. So I don't knock him for, you know, trying to get the best deal for him and this fighter. I don't knock him for that. That's business. But at the same time, you know, it is what it is. When I'll be successful in my fight, if he got a fight and he be successful, you know, and then we go back to the drawing board and we hash things out and let's get it together.
Did you know a VPN is great for security and privacy? By hiding your IP address and encrypting your traffic, it secures your data from cyber attacks. But the problem is, the protection is limited. NordVPN offers a brand new feature to the desktop apps, providing threat protection and taking your digital security to the next level. All you've got to do is enable it on your NordVPN app, and it protects you from malicious websites, malware, trackers, and intrusive ads, even if you're not connected to a VPN server. NordVPN allows you to watch sporting events, which aren't airing in your region, by switching your virtual location to a country which is showing the event. NordVPN also enables users to access Netflix libraries in other countries at no extra cost and save money on subscriptions from other countries. It's also the fastest VPN in the world. No buffering, lagging whilst streaming, and stops your ISP bandwidth throttling. With NordVPN, you're also able to purchase flights from different virtual locations to find cheaper flights. And NordVPN protects your data whilst traveling and using public Wi-Fi wherever you are in the world. NordVPN is the only price of 1 cup of coffee a month, and 1 account can be used on up to 6 devices. Grab your exclusive NordVPN deal by going to nordvpn.com/laststand to get a huge discount off of your NordVPN plan, plus 4 additional months for free. It's completely risk-free, and with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Hey, Established Titles is a fun, novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. You know, it's a perfect project based on historic Scottish customs where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords, ladies in English. And the pack gives you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official certificate like this one right here with a crest. You know, your certificate features a unique plot number with which you can see the exact location of your land. Established Titles plants a tree with every order and work with global charities. One tree planted and trees for the future to support global reforestation efforts. Now, the cool perks are you could officially change the prefix of your name to Lord or Lady and get it on your credit card, plane tickets, etc. They even have couple packs that come with adjoining plots of land. Now, the first 200 people purchasing a title pack and using my link will effectively be next to my plot within a few minutes of walking distance. And depending on how many of you want to become a lord or a lady, we can build our own little last stand kingdom. Listen, Established Titles makes an amazing last-minute gift, and they're actually running a Black Friday sale, their biggest sale of the year. Plus, if you use the code LASTSTAND, you get an additional 10% off. So go to establishedtitles.com/laststand to get your gifts now and help support the channel. Again, establishedtitles.com/laststand for an additional 10% off. Let's talk about some fights in the future, because you do have the fight with Abyssinian, and then after that, there's a guy named Keith Thurman who's been on The Last Stand and said he is fiending to get his paws on Terence Bud Crawford. Does Terence Crawford want to fight Keith Thurman?
Listen, man. Everybody know Keith Thurman is just talking. You know, you got to understand, Keith Thurman was the same guy that said that I'm not a real welterweight. Keith Thurman is the same guy that said I haven't really proven myself at welterweight. Keith Thurman is the same guy that expressed himself of, you know, not being interested in fighting Terence Crawford. So now, all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's fiending to fight Terence Crawford. Okay. See, the thing is, when you're not relevant, you gotta, take shots at the guys that's relevant, and that's what Keith Thurman is doing right now. You know, he's fiending to fight me. He's fiending to fight Errol Spence, when he clearly ducked Errol Spence for how many years? When he clearly didn't want to get in the ring with Errol Spence, when he clearly, try to shade Terence Crawford off of fighting him at the welterweight division. So now all of a sudden you out there naked in the streets. Now you want to fight everybody. Come on, man. We don't believe you, Keith. We don't believe you.
Jermell, how about Jermell Charlo?
Of course, I'll beat his ass any day. Easy.
Wow. So that means Bud Crawford at 154 and taking on the undisputed champ.
Listen. This was definitely what I said. And I ain't gotta lie, you know what I mean? I promise you. I said if I can't get the Errol Spence fight, I want to go right in to Jermell Charlo. You know what I mean? But Jermell got all kinds of mandatories, and he already lined up the fight and stuff like that. So, of course, that couldn't happen. You know what I mean? So the main focus was Errol Spence, And Jermell Charlo, you know what I mean? He run his mouth a lot. He be all sensitive and stuff, but he can fight. He got some skills, We respect him in the ring, but, I believe Errol Spence is a tougher challenge than Charlo. And that's just my honest opinion.
Another fight that is happening. How about Benavidez Plant? What do you think about that? That's going down in March.
That's a tough fight. You got a great boxer and Plant, and then you got a tough, rugged fighter in Benavidez that got skills. He might keep his hands down and stuff like that, but he's very quick. very elusive, and he punched pretty hard. So it's gonna be a good fight.
I always hear this about you, but people always say, "Well, the thing about Terence Crawford is he just doesn't like the media." And I always see like, I like Bud. I think Bud is engaging. Why do they say that?
Because I don't like the media that twists up my words. You know what I mean? So you can't be in the media trying to bash me and, talk down on me and put out lies just to get, clickbait and then turn around and then ask me for an interview. I don't like that. Or I don't like, you know, I don't like the fake media. I don't like that. It's just me. If you don't like me, then why ask me for an interview?
Got it. What do you think about the WBC ordering Thurman and Spence?
Uh, I knew they was gonna do that because you gotta understand that's the biggest money fight for Spence. It is Thurman right now. You know, if he fights Stanionis, it's kind of like me fighting Avanesian. If he fight Boots, it's high risk, low reward. You know what I mean? So that's the biggest money fight for Spence right now. But it's crazy how they gave Stanionis step aside money and still, basically say, all right, well, he's going to fight this guy, so you still got to wait. So it sucks to be a fighter in his shoes right now.
Yeah, it does. You think Spence wins that fight against Thurman?
Yeah, I think Thurman just scared of Spence for some reason. I don't know what it is, but I think Spence been having his number since day one.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Brian Custer. I want to talk to you about our partner, Athletic Greens. I started taking Athletic Greens because I wanted more energy, and I got to tell you, I absolutely love it. Athletic Greens doesn't taste super healthy. It's kind of mild, has that tropical taste, but I actually look forward to having it every single morning. So what is this stuff? Well, one scoop of delicious Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole foods, superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help start your day right. And it contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals, or artificial anything, while still tasting good. Listen, it helps support better sleep quality for you, recovery, and it supports mental clarity and alertness is what I love about it. AG1 is a small micro habit with big benefits, and it's one thing you can do every single day to take care of yourself, and it's lifestyle friendly. So whether you're keto, vegan, paleo, dairy-free, or gluten-free, Athletic Greens is for you, and it costs you less than $3 a day. So you're investing really in your health, and it's cheaper than that cold brew habit that you may have. So additionally, for every purchase, Athletic Greens is going to donate to organizations help to get nutritious foods to kids all across the country who are in need, including No Kid Hungry, which is right here in the U.S. By the way, 2 years ago in 2020, Athletic Greens donated over $1.2 million to meals to kids. Now, it is the time to reclaim your health, folks. And all you got to do is arm your immune system with a convenient daily nutritional supplement. And listen, once we get into that cold flu season, this is something that you need, because just one scoop of water every day with Athletic Greens, and there's no need for the million of different pills or supplements to look out for your health. All you're going to need is Athletic Greens. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens wants to give you free a 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. And all you got to do is visit athleticgreens.com/laststand. Again, athleticgreens.com/laststand. Athletic Greens. Take ownership of your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Obviously for people who watch and listen to the show, we let them submit questions through social media. We got a number of them, but we'll get to a few of them. Steezo asks, financially, the David A. fight makes sense. But in this stage in your career, why would you entertain a fight with someone that does nothing for your career?
Who said it do nothing for my career? He's a great fighter. You know, he's been in the ring with, you know, some great fighters, Hall of Fame fighter in Shane Mosley. You know, and it's a good fight for me, and it does well for my pockets as well.
Next one from Twitter asks, did you anticipate more issues making the fight happen after, talking about the Spence fight, after leaving Top Rank, or did all of this surprise you?
Actually, I thought it was going to be easier to make the fight, being that, you know, I didn't have anything blocking or standing in the way with me and Spence. So I thought it was going to be a piece of cake. Like, boom, we go in there and we agree to everything lined up, and everything is fair, and there you go.
Crystal asks, but how many more fights till you retire? And when you hang them up, will you be a promoter or will you go the trainer route?
I don't know. I don't know how many fights, you know, but when I'm gonna always be somewhat tied into boxing, you know, being that I have my nonprofit organization back at home. I got my own boxing gym and stuff like that. So, but mainly I'm gonna just continue to build my portfolio and my real estate.
Hassan asks, who's the fighter most similar to you skill-wise?
A fighter that's most similar to me skill-wise, I don't know. There's a lot of skillful people out there, you know, and in what way would you think? Because I switch, or my boxing ability, or my way to calculate people's movement, or how. Like, there's a lot of people that's skillful, but I don't think there's nobody that's have the whole package like me.
How about Shakur Stevenson?
Shakur, boxing mind, oh yeah. Boxing, hands down. Like, in some ways, Shakur's better than me.
Oh, wow.
In certain attributes. So, yeah, Shakur on a whole nother level.
Well, by the way, what did you think about the WBC ordering Shakur Stevenson versus Isaac Cruz?
It's a good fight.
That's a great fight, huh? All action.
Yeah, but Shakur, ain't nobody beating that dude. Not right now, at least.
How did you get the
nickname? Gonna step on him.
How'd you get the nickname Bud?
My mom gave it to me.
Okay, I always wondered that. I'm like, I need to ask him, how did he get the nickname Bud?
Yeah, my mom gave me the name. You know, I guess when I was a little kid, about like 1 or 2, she said some people was calling me Spud. She was like, don't call my son Spud, call him Bud. So, you know, that's how I got the name Bud.
Okay,
I said, how you get Bud out of Terence?
Right.
All I know is Bud, ever since I can process words. So, yeah.
Okay, Terence Bud Crawford, we come to the last segment of this show. We call it The Last Stand. I'm going to just ask you this series of questions. You give me the first thing that comes to your mind. You ready?
I'm always ready.
All right. Was leaving Top Rank the best business decision you ever made?
Yes.
Should you have done it sooner?
No.
Who do you want more? Forget Errol Spence. Put him aside. Keith Thurman or Jermell Charlo?
Charlo.
Who do you see as the next pound-for-pound best fighter? Wow. And last but not least, I got to ask you this question. Did Bud Crawford duck Errol Spence Jr.?
Never in a million years have I ever ducked any fighter on this earth.
There it is. Folks, that's what we do here on The Last Stand. We bring you the biggest names in the sport, and I'm telling you, when you talk about the welterweight division, you talk about the sport, pound for pound, one of the best right here in front of me.
The
Terence Bud Crawford. Hey, my man, listen, I appreciate you doing this. I know you didn't have to, but I always enjoy talking to you. And best of luck December 10th. And I look forward to you on Showtime Championship or Showtime pay-per-view, by the way, against Errol Spence Jr.
For sure.
My man. That's what we do here on The Last Stand. We bring the biggest names like Bud Crawford. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you again next week.
All hail Sunday. The NFL on CBS is back with a crazy talented crop of QBs out west, possible MVPs in the East, and matchups to remember. Sundays, the NFL is on CBS.